Alright, welcome back, guys. You see I got two nice undamaged bows, and I'm finally down to less than 30 levels because I was carrying around some crappy bow that I must have picked up off a skeleton and decided that I might as well repair the bows that I have that I've been using, which is my Unbreaking 3 Power 3 and my Power 4 Unbreaking 3. So they're now fixed, and I actually want to see. I seriously doubt it's going to be enough levels to do it, but I want to see if I can put this Power 3 and Unbreaking 3 together. These are all bows that I've gotten from skeleton drops or that I have made by putting skeleton drop bows away or together. I think the Power 3 was originally 2 Power 1s and a Power 2. And the Unbreaking was a whole bunch of Unbreaking 1s that eventually got up to 3. But you can see we're pretty well empty in here. All the machines are gone, except for this one. I'm being stingy, and I want to use what's in there first. And also there's the cutting machine, because it's got 300 and some things of lubricant in there, and I don't want to make more if I don't have to, because I'll have a distillation tower soon, which will pump out its own lubricant. So again, just being stingy. And I figure I might as well bring over my last rack here, which it's going to go way up here, because it's just got stuff I barely ever use on it anyways. So it doesn't really need to be down here where the rest are, and if I come back to here I can see it just fine. But been running everything. I did figure out one issue with this here that I'm gonna have to address, and that is the filter will only hold one stack of dust in the slot that you have something filtered to. So because tin is in that second slot there, it will only hold tin in that slot. So you'll get one stack of tin right there. None of the rest of this should be here. I actually hand put it there. That's why it's there. So everything's going to an overflow chest. And I want to get rid of the overflow chest, or cut down on what goes into it down to a minimal. I don't want to have to keep pulling that out of there. So I'm going to make a buffer, and this and this and that are the three that are probably going to need them. And I have put this back here. It's running my ethanol to, or biomass to ethanol. I just bring that up from down there until I get a forestry farm set up. Once I get a forestry farm set up and start automating it, that'll get moved over there, kind of like a junior gas pass that I want to set up. And this is all the stuff that I've been running, getting through. I had to do tin up because I'm trying to do the yellow limonite in here, and I'm running out of cells. They're all filling up with oxygen, which I could empty, but I'm setting this up back here, which is going to take oxygen in from my main oxygen pipe here, make nitrogen dioxide, and then nitrogen dioxide and oxygen will make the nitric acid. But I need empty cells there to use up some of the oxygen in cells that I have. So I've decided I'm just going to make some empty cells, and I probably will end up having to empty some cells, but for right now I'm just going to make some new ones. The one thing I haven't got moved over here is my furnace setup. Come here, buddy. I know you're the one that can still get to me over here. Everybody else has to stay on the outside, but oh yeah, I don't have any arrows. I gotta make some. Come on. Oh, you're a flame prick. Yeah, give me them arrows now. I seen that enchanted bow. I should have known better. And I've run out of all of my good pre-made food, so I noticed up here on the shelf I had 2 things of purple drink. So I decided we're going to get rid of some purple drink. Didn't drink for New Year's this year, so might as well have some purple drink now. I still haven't decided if I'm going to move this over. Typically, with me having a whole stack of dust that needs done, I'd throw it in my multi-smelter, but I haven't hooked it back up yet, and I haven't moved these yet either. Might as well grab them while I'm here waiting on that to get done. And I haven't decided if I'm putting the floor back in or if I'm not. I'm having this issue where I want to just tear the place down and make room for my power building, but I kind of like having it as a backup storage where I can keep. Alright, you guys are getting on my nerves. Nobody's supposed to come from that direction. I've got to figure out where you guys are coming from, because up to that point right there, nothing can spawn because of those powered lanterns. And this is well lit up over this way. I don't think you can spawn on the tracks itself, so you have to be spawning in this little bitty area right here. Oh, the major thing I did, I changed around my power. I almost forgot about that. I put the HV capacitor here, took out the transformer, and after learning exactly how these work, I tried hooking it up straight. Now, if you hook it up straight, it has to be, for some reason, on single player, it has to be straight to the box. You can't have a wire. I tried putting it to the wire for the HV, wouldn't do it. I had it into a 4X aluminum wire, wouldn't take it. But I know downstairs a while back I had the MV going into an HV wire, and that worked fine. But I decided just to do the HV into, actually, that's not an HV, that's an MV. MV into HV, HV into EV, which is the only way it'll not blow up. So this is just what's coming from up there at my windmill, and that is my diesel generator. So I have both of them coming in, and I could actually run, two separate lines, have an HV and an IV line, but I have the HV dumping right down into my IV. One sec. Or EV, not IV. Extreme voltage, not insane voltage. I haven't got to IV yet. But that's what I've been working on around here. Mainly trying to get things processed up. I went and played around with my trees a little bit. Cut some of them down. Messed with my bees a little bit. There is an update type thing that I need to let you guys know about in case you didn't realize it, because I didn't realize it. It wasn't really an issue here yet because I don't do a whole lot with my bees here, but on the server I've gotten my bees up to industrious and imperial, and made the multi-block alveary. But here I'm still breeding up a bunch of cultivateds and things like that, so I haven't gotten up to those higher levels yet. The only thing I have here that's kind of different than at home or at the single player is I have these tin bees here, and they're going like crazy right there all by themselves. And I've been breeding up these Valiants here to get me a bunch of drones. That way when I actually do start doing higher breeding, I have drones I can throw in to try to get the strong flyer off. But I'll have to get a beealizer before I do that. And most of my apiaries are empty. I haven't even put anything in here. But the thing I wanted to show you is if you look at these dripping combs and you look at the usage for them, you do not get beeswax out of them anymore. It's not even an option, or a chance, I should say. You now get extra honey, which is something that I believe they should have done all along because they're dripping. Now, personally, there should be some beeswax with it too, or at least a chance of getting some out of it. But I can understand for balance reasons why they're doing it this way. So you get honeydew and honey drop, 40% on the honey drop. On the stringing, which is what comes from the industrious line, you're supposed to hit right click. You get propolis with a 40% chance of honey drop. So no beeswax here either. And I'm trying to make more apiaries, and all I have auto breeding, or not auto breeding, but automated to produce combs is industrious and imperial. So I'm not getting any wax whatsoever, and that's what I'm missing. So you have to do some of these other combs. I don't have that one. I have, you need to do regular combs to get beeswax guaranteed, What was the one I was looking for? Cocoa Comb. That's the one I was looking for. That's why I picked the simmering, because it looks similar. And these will do it with a 50% chance of cocoa beans. Most of, if not all of, the Gregtech ones, if you can centrifuge them, like the tin, those can be centrifuged. Will give at least a chance for beeswax. Stone, I haven't even gotten those. There's the tine. It comes with a 30% chance of beeswax with a 60% chance of tiny dust, if I choose to do that. But I want to use them this way to get extra tin from my tin. So I'm actually storing all of my tin ones up right now and not using them. I have a big old stack of, well, I guess it's not a big old stack because I haven't been doing much with them. I've got a whole 32 tin combs there just waiting. So if you're trying to make alvearies, you're going to need industrious, imperial, and some regular bee related thing like forest, common, cultivated, meadows. I do believe the stringy will give you beeswax as well, or the silky, which is the jungle, because that's a base one. Oh no, it doesn't give you beeswax either. Parch does, which is desert. It's always given good beeswax. So you're going to want to do that. You're going to want to have some kind ready to go to give you your beeswax. So that's pretty much what I figured out with that. I don't know when they made that change, but it had to have been here in the last few updates. It might have even been when they did the change over to the new forestry number. So I think they went to 4.2 instead of 4.1 here recently. I think I need to move that windmill up a little bit more. On nice clear days like today, I get barely anything out of that. Alright, let's grab this and head on over here. Make me some cells. I'm not really gonna do a whole lot of anything special today. No real educational type things, just kind of updating you on what I'm getting done, where I'm at on the move and stuff like that. Give me the cell one. I'm working on getting a buffer made. That's what the rod's there for, because I got to make a couple motors to make a conveyor module. And that's when I realized that I needed to get the tin made up, because I only had enough tin ingots made up to make a 2 wires here, and that wasn't going to do anything for making the conveyor, because I got to make the actual casing here, which is what I'm doing now. If I grab the wires and put them in my inventory, that's what I'm doing now. And then I'll work on making my conveyor over here, but I'm gonna have to make some wires, tin and copper, because I don't have any copper ones made up either. And I've been having kind of an off day today where I haven't been able to do a whole lot of anything. And so I just figured I'd give you guys a little update video, show you my progress, what's going on, what I've been doing. I haven't been able to get on the server. Something's going on with the connection between me and the server, and XAR has been having the same issue. They've been troubleshooting it all day. Vic's been having trouble the last couple days with getting on as well, where sometimes he has really crappy latency and stuff like that. I've been looking at their reports that they've been putting back in from their actual internets, and their internets to each other say everything is great, but the connections are pretty crappy, and supposedly the company that Axel goes through has a lot of outages. There's none actually right where he's at. I guess he's not out. He has plenty of internet, but around the country they have lots of outages, I guess, and they're kind of blaming that on for why he doesn't have any, or why he's having the problems that he's having, I guess. Alright, so that's run through. So now we got this. Now I got to get a water line over here, which I'm going to run through the floor here, which is the reason why I have this set up on this side. This is my naphtha making, because I actually have to make plastic. Something I never had to do in the beginning, but I have to do now because of that IHL change, and I didn't make a whole bunch of it. So I'm going to either have to make some wood pipe or go steal some of my water pipe out of the floor, because I do believe I am completely out of plastic pipe. That's stainless. I don't want to use the copper because I'm thinking about getting rid of that completely and changing over to plastic, saving my copper for better things. And I think I'm going to go ahead and throw some copper in and get it done for making wires. Just grab this 41 up here and throw that in. Let it start making wires. So I need to get this set to do sulfuric naphtha from oil, and this one's a circuit 1. I want to make sure that crude oil or raw oil is the same as heavy oil. Raw oil 2. That's for fuel though. We're not doing it that way. Light oil to sulfuric. So it looks like it's going to be either way if it's oil. So integrated circuit number 1, and we'll stick you right there. Now I need a pump. Got a pump. Actually, I don't need a pump. Where is my... There it is. Fluid hopper. And we'll just stick you on there. Come around the side here. Stick that right there. And I'll go grab some oil and get this process started. And Then next time I can do a little bit of a, or in between this time and next time, I can do a little tutorial probably on making nitric acid and all that good stuff for making the sludge for anybody that needs to set one up themselves and having issue with following my ramblings. Where did I put my wrench? There's my wrench, and there's my oil. By the way, if you use my pack, do not try to do oil with a empty cell. Don't try to get it because it'll duplicate your oil. I actually have like 2 things of oil in here that don't belong in here that got duped in from me trying to get oil out from a cell. Kind of made me mad. I'm actually debating on getting rid of this mod just because of that, because I don't like crap like that. And they haven't been working on this mod in forever. So the chances of it being fixed is slim to none. Alright. So now we hit U, and we can it, or we can pump it right into a chemical reactor, which is what we're going to do. And then we need hydrogen cells and empty cells to make the hydrogen sulfite cells and naphtha. And then the naphtha will get dropped right into the other chemical reactor, and that'll mix with no, not that one. A compressed air cell to make polyethylene. So let's go ahead and do that, and that'll go into there. And then the last thing we're going to need is a solidifier, and we're going to use this plate mold here. There's a solidifier, because we don't really need ingots. There's no reason I've ever seen that I need to make ingots. So I'm just going to make it straight into plates right there. Now, there is one thing, though, I just thought about when I set that in there, is actually I want to pull that out of there, because if you look at making hulls, you can put molten polyethylene in with a ULV hull to make, or casing to make the hull. And you can do that with batteries, to say battery alloy, and you can do it with all of your other machine hulls. It takes the same 288, which is 2 ingots worth, and they're all 16 EU a tick or lower. All the hulls are 16, the batteries are 1 and 2 and 4. So I think what I'm going to do, that'll save on me having to make wrought iron plates all the time, is I think I'm actually going to run a pipe out of this one and make a dedicated assembler just for that, and then also put in the solidifier off of that line to make my plates as well. And so I'm going to need a bunch of compressed air cells, which means I'm going to need more tin for making more cells. I really wish it was air cells rather than, or something other than compressed air cells. Those things are such a pain to make because compressors are so daggone slow. But such is life. I think I'm actually going to make up a bunch of cells. I found another tin vein over in the hills area over there. And I think tonight after I get done with this video, I'm going to go over there and knock it out because I've used all the tin that I actually have right now. And I think I'm going to go knock that out, bring it back over here, and run it and make me up just a ton of cells. Wow, that really did stink. I had a whole drum of ethanol and it went down to 192,000 millibuckets. So it's definitely not 1 for 1, which I knew it wasn't, but holy crap, I didn't realize it was that bad. I thought it was like 2 for 1, but it's more like 3 for 1. So now we'll just put this over here. The nice thing about these, if the rendering wasn't so bad on them, is that they auto output to the bottom. So it'll just drop right on there and dump right into it, which anybody that's ever messed with industrial type things, drums like that have holes on the bottom, so you can pop it off and tip it right onto things like that and it'll auto pour right on out. You ain't got to put a pump out of the top. So I like that that's made that way, and it fills only from the top, which I like that too. I just wish they weren't so hard on rendering. I can only use a couple of them in my world out where the computer has to render them. I think I'm gonna go and put in a issue about that and see if they can smooth that up a little bit. It's all them hard edges that they got. One other thing I had forgotten about, and I only remembered because I had to come over here to get something, is I put this windmill in here to run my water line, which is doing a great job for running this water line. But I wanted to come in here and pull this tank that was for testing out of here. And let's see, give me this dirt, you go there, and pop you out, and then you can go there, you can go there. For right now, you can go there, and I need another piece of dirt. Give me another piece of dirt, and we'll come over here and stop up that hole too. Don't want a bunch of flowing water for no reason. But I ran this normal size plastic pipe all through here, and I got somewhere over here and ran out of the plastic pipe right there. So this is all large wood pipe all the way into the building, and that's going to restrict my flow a little bit, but it's not too bad. I'm actually keeping up through the ore washing process I just did. I kept up just fine. But eventually, after I get some more plastic made up, I'll probably replace all that wooden line with plastic line. That way I've got plastic all the way in, which is why I'm out of plastic now, because I made that big old line of stuff. And I got 2 barrels full of water in case I ever need it. Where'd they go? There they are. 2 barrels of water in case I ever need them. I can just sit them on the water line and they will auto dump right into the pipe. But I'm going to get some more tin made up and get some cells made up, get some wires made up, and get that buffer made, and I will be back in the next one to fiddle around with adding that buffer in for the magnetic separator, see how that works. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to share power from the filter to the buffer, and then from the buffer to the magnetic separator, but I haven't messed with buffers in Gregtech, so I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. But we will figure that out in the next video. I think I'm done rambling around tonight. I will let you guys go, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.